It happened in 2010. I had a very fit and active life. I was 47 and I contracted a virus. And everybody thinks it was a virus I contracted while taking my dog for a walk in the woods. And he came back smelling of something foul. I washed him down, and the next day my face, my legs had swollen grotesquely, and it looked like it was an extreme allergic reaction. And then a week later I got rushed to hospital with a heart rate of 220 beats a minute, and after 6 weeks of investigation it was established I had contracted a virus that had caused my heart to massively inflame and swell, and when the swelling went down it had been irreparably damaged. And from that point I was discharged with medication and an ICD device similar to the one Patrice Muamba, the footballer, had. And for 2 years I was relatively stable. I carried on working, and then I had a very steep decline where the heart failure worsened, ultimately resulting in the fact that I couldn't walk 50 yards. I was breathless, I couldn't walk upstairs. And when I came to Papworth for an assessment, I was told that I was in fairly urgent need of a heart transplant. But because I was so ill, it wouldn't be successful. They fitted what's called a left ventricular assist device, which is essentially a heart pump stitched into my heart, powered by an external battery and electricity, which I've had for the last 2.5 years. And that's meant I could live a normal life. I have the right amount of blood pumping through my body, but it's always meant I needed a heart transplant.
And that device meant you were plugged into the mains, basically, didn't it, to keep things flowing? You had a device over your shoulder that kept things going.
I have a electric cable from my heart that comes out through my abdomen into a power pack, which is powered by batteries. But if I'm in bed, I plug into the mains, and if I'm driving the car, I plug into the cigarette lighter. So many people who will have seen me do rallies and interviews over the last few years will have seen I've always had a contraption across my chest. And that enabled me to live a fairly normal life until August, when it developed blood clots, and I came in here as an emergency, and I've been in Papworth ever since, now requiring an urgent heart transplant.
And all that from taking the dog for a walk?
Well, it appears that the virus I contracted probably came from that incident, and people can have heart failure, hereditary, from massive heart attacks, or from a virus. And I was one of those people, 1 in a million, who contracted a virus. So it was an unfortunate series of events. But I have to say, due to the medical care I've had and the incredible technology and the skills of the NHS staff, I've had quite a normal life for the last 6 years. And it's really only been the last 3 or 4 months where I've had to be hospitalised, because it's now at a point where, even though I'm fit and well on a daily basis, the clot means that it's a life-threatening situation that only a heart transplant can now resolve.